Hello and welcome to Before We Break Up Again with me, Alfie Brown, and her, Jessie Cave from London. She's back. She's back with me, everybody, and aren't I happy to see her? In this episode, I interview her, asking her lots of questions about her time in London.
Oh my God, don't, Alfie, that's not what it is.
But if I'm just allowed to finish my intro in this snappy and succinct way that I like to, then it gets interrupted halfway through. So we start talking in fairly stilted, tired terms about her time in London. And then about halfway through, about the half-hour mark, I reckon, maybe 35 minutes.
30 minutes.
30 minutes.
35
minutes. But adding this on, it'll be about 36. Anyway, we have a fight and I say something and it has to be cut. And then we come back and the second 45 minutes...
You prodded me.
The second 45 minutes, really, it's like ye oldie Before We Break Up Again, when we used to fight the whole time. We had a fight for our 50th episode. And for you, listener and viewer. So, fucking yeah.
It's because you're in a calorie deficit.
It's because I'm in a calorie deficit. It's because she's so hungover and on her period. This is Before We Break Up Again.
The period is the good bit.
Enjoy the episode. Have you got a sweet in your mouth?
Yeah, but you can't hear it, can you?
I think you will be able to hear it at some point. Oh no, and now the viewer can see you ejecting your sweetie.
I'll save that for later.
Oh, for God's sake. What kind of sweet is it?
It's a humbug.
Wow.
My sweet of choice.
When Jessie and I first got together, she took sweets to bed with her. And the sweets that she took...
So, no, don't lie like that. Sweets. I'm not taking a fucking tub of Haribo to bed, am I?
No. That would have been a different amount and type of sweet.
I take a little box.
Of?
I have one Werther's Original.
She'd have one Werther's Original and one Polo Mint.
Together.
And together at the same time. And I went, you have them together at the same time? And she looked at me, furrowed her brow and said rather aggressively, it's a humbug. It's like a humbug. In very much the same way as she did when she lived in a flat that I would later live in on York Way, which we were lucky enough that the shower was not an enclosed space, was it, in that?
No.
And I went, oh, wow, you don't have a shower cubicle in your bathroom. And she pressed her hand up against the frame of the door and went, it's a wet room? And
trying to be cool in the early days.
And we've been together ever since.
That's sweet.
Mm. It's episode 50. It's our 50th ever episode of Before We Break Up Again. I can hardly believe we're here. 50 main episodes, not including the Patreon episode.
So how many episodes of Patreon have we done? 30. So it's actually episode 80.
But it's not.
And then also including all the pilots that we never ever released because they were just too tense.
It's episode 416.
Yeah. Yeah, happy 50th.
Happy 50th
Hubster.
episode.
I enjoyed doing this on stage last night. My fiance.
Did you do any of that for laughs?
I did.
Yeah?
Yeah, I did.
How did it go down?
The biggest laugh was when I said, yeah, no, we're engaged. 12 years. Got a huge laugh.
Yes, I'm amazed by the amount of people, and thank you everybody who has been on the World Wide Web, specifically onto their Instagram app, and liked and commented underneath the post of us announcing the engagement. Again, it sounds... I can't...
Declaring the engagement.
I can't buy into it. Like, oh, we announced an engagement. Like an engagement needs to be announced. Like...
Congrats.
Like we're in some medieval court and, you know, the townspeople need to be alerted to the fact that you're no longer on the market. It's mad. And the amount of people underneath have gone, it's about time. What are you all talking about? Like, I love you and I want to spend the rest of my life with you. I'm excited to give you the ring, but this whole like about time rigmarole, or that there's some official and correct way to do things, I can't get my head around it. And also,
Yeah, of course you don't.
You are the same.
Of course
you said
don't.
for so long that you didn't even want to be married.
No, I think for a long time I thought it would be quite cool not to get married. So yeah, but turns out
you did want to get married.
I quite like doing my fiance.
That's a deal breaker though. That can't carry on.
On stage a few times whenever I said boyfriend in the script, because I'm still reading it, I went my boyfriend. Oh, oops, my fiance. About 4 times. They didn't laugh by the 4th time.
No,
that's okay.
Yeah. Well, you've been away in London.
And you're wearing a pink shirt.
I don't think this is a pink shirt.
It's salmon.
I don't think it's even salmon.
You match the walls that I've so brilliantly painted.
Well, I don't, because that's white, blue and orange.
That's what you are.
Are you... This is all a trick.
No. You look very sweet.
Been away.
You need to start wearing Facts 50.
Oh my God. You've been away in London for 2 days doing shows.
Performing.
You had something to drink?
No, not today.
No, but you are off the back of 2 heavy days drinking.
I had 5 Guinness.
But for you, that is...
50.
That's like me drinking 18.
Yeah. Well, no, 2. I had 2 and then 3. 2 one night, 3 the next night.
Yeah, that's like me having 8 and then 10.
Yeah. I don't feel that bad though.
You did.
I walked so many steps. I think I just burnt it all off.
That's not how it works. It would still have dehydrated you. It's still a poison.
Well, I drank a lot of water though.
You came back today looking...
No, I didn't. I did not.
I finally knew what you meant. Like when I wake up all bleary-eyed and stinking. Look at the state of you.
That's just not true. I didn't.
You stumbled through the front door, stinking.
Alfie, you can stop lying.
No, I am lying.
Yeah, I didn't. I have a sty in my eye.
Mm-hmm.
An eye sty, as I like to call them. I have an eye. We all have conjunctivitis. We're all sick. It's not because I had 5 Guinness.
Guinness, a word that I've only recently worked out how to pluralize.
Guinea?
No, it's just by not pluralizing it.
5 Guinness?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Doesn't it? How did you enjoy your time away in London, socializing with all your amazing friends, drinking, getting on the fucking piss, causing a real scene and a stink at London's Bill Murray Comedy Club?
Well, after...
And Top Secret. Did you stay and have any drinks at Top Secret, or did you drink somewhere else?
When me and Sarah went somewhere else.
Oh, well, where did you go?
We went to a really, really nice pub that was just up near Top Secret that was covered. All the walls were just covered in frames, art. Really amazing. Completely like art that I just loved. Like lots of women with long hair.
That sounds like it's...
It was bizarre. I was like, this is made for me. What's going on?
Amazing.
You'd have loved it. They do weddings.
Well, we can come on to that.
Yeah. I really enjoyed it. I did quite an autistic thing where I suddenly panicked on I'm not a social butterfly, if you haven't gathered that already. And so, but occasionally.
What are you?
A social
caterpillar? Slug.
So occasionally I get these pangs of really missing people, and I text 5 people at a time, but I text them all with the same time of meeting because I know they won't all reply.
Fuck.
So I'm like, well, I have this time free, so I'll text 5 people, see if anyone takes it. But all of them took it. So I think 4 friends for coffees. And my coffee... Did
you have a new coffee every time?
I had a lot of coffee. Some of it was decaf. A lot of mochas. Had a lot of mochas.
Had a lot of mochas.
It was a heavy mocha, heavy Guinness couple of days.
Yeah, that'll really dehydrate you.
Fuck off.
Caffeine and beer.
Yeah, it's not beer. Guinness isn't beer. Guinness is just like dark chocolate. That's what I think of it like. Anyway, I sound so fucking... I hate it when I said... I hate myself. Anyway, I met them all. It was very, very nice. But because I haven't seen them regularly, so all of the social meetings I have... do you have this now? Because you don't see them as regularly. When you see them, it's kind of like... It's quite intense because you're talking about your whole lives as opposed to like what you just done in the last week. So it was quite intense. I loved it, but it was very intense. So, and then I went to do the shows where I'm obviously performing even more tense than I am in real life. Big tense persona.
Yeah, the thing is, again, it's the part of the difference of us. Like if I'm going to meet my friend Scott, for example, and I come back to you and you say, "How was Scott?" And I go, "Great." And then you'll go, "How's it going with Alice?" And I go, "I don't know." We'll talk about other stuff.
No, I don't talk about stuff. I talk about feelings. I talk about
what's going on in their lives.
Like big life events and the future and the past.
You usually return, and I'm not above this. I would go as far to say that I do love gossip. You haven't really returned overfurnished in the gossip department.
Yeah. Well, not any gossip I'll disclose. Declose?
Please just carry on.
It was nice. It was really nice to do 2 shows and be quite relaxed, which I haven't done in so long.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I love the show. I've said that I love the show for quite some time, and also very excited for your Mother Sluts journey.
Yeah, the Mother Sluts thing is really nice because it actually could be something where we create a little bit of a community of not just mothers, but
sluts.
It is mothers and sluts.
That's really great. Are we? What community are we creating right now?
We're not creating one. Well, maybe we are.
I think we are.
I would really love to do a live one because I think that we would get quite a lot of couples.
Well, I've said this before, and it's not just to butter you up, listener, but I do think that we have quite an attractive listenership. Because whenever I click on anybody's profile on the Patreon, I think...
he's always like, that. They're hot. Look,
what the fuck? Look at that. They listen.
Oh,
and a message from somebody. Hello.
God, Alfie.
I mean, I'm talking about men and women.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm not like being totally outrageous and awful to you.
No, I'm not. I didn't think you were. It's funny.
Well, you said Alfie in your intonation of judgment.
I was performing. Okay.
You're a performer, aren't you?
I'm still in performance mode. It's usually my performance time right now.
Your adrenaline spiked because you should be on stage. That's what used to happen to me during COVID.
I know.
I'd be bouncing off the walls around 8 p.m. and you'd be going, "Alfie, I'm trying to watch normal people." And I'd say, "Jessie, it's fucking boring."
Everything changed, didn't it? Everything changed with COVID.
That's true.
Does anyone else know that?
No, I'm not sure that anybody's... But don't say that on the pod. You might want to... That observation you might want to save for later. Maybe that could be
Maybe that could be my next book. Does anyone realise that things kind of changed?
You have returned without gossip, so far as I know. You enjoy to gossip, though, don't you?
I liked gossip. I liked bitch.
Bitch. I try and keep bitching to a minimum if I can.
You're very diplomatic and kind.
Yes, I try to be. I think the only time I come close to bitching is when I'm talking to my friends about our other friends. But it's not really bitching. It's trying to unpick their idiosyncrasies. And it is ultimately, I think, to the benefit of them. It's going, what do we think's going on there? You know, so you can try and go, is that Are they going to be all right? Like, have they made the right decisions for themselves there? Should we be worrying about this person?
And that would be quite a bonding thing. Yeah.
A bonding thing for me and the friend who I'm talking about the other friend with.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think
because they
that'd be
often have the same worries, I find. The same concerns.
I try to, I also, it was quite nice for people to notice that I seem happier. Which was the first time in a long time anyone said that to me.
That is really nice.
And it's also nice to perform happier. Because actually the last, oh God, how many years now I performed fucking sad.
Did you feel like your performance style had changed with this, the happiness of living in a more livable city with a fiance?
I felt less spiky. I felt more, when I act sad in the show or act serious or I'm talking about something hard, I didn't feel like I was about to burst into tears. I could perform it almost a bit better and clearer because I am not still affected so deeply by those things. And I've got a little bit of distance from some of the stuff. So it was a much more pleasant experience performing.
That's really interesting.
And I also didn't care as much about no laughter. When usually if they're not laughing, I do anything possible just to feel like they are still interested.
The consensus seems to be that it was a very good show and that everybody laughed, from everybody that I've spoken to about it.
Yeah, you mean my mum?
Yeah.
My mum loved it.
Yeah, so she said. Even behind your back when you weren't there. That's what she said.
Yeah, it was really good. I mean, it's weird doing a show now because I don't feel like there's any point in doing shows. So I'm trying to be positive about that. But so yeah, it might be great, it might be awful, but it ultimately doesn't really matter. All that matters is that I'm getting something out of this as a writing exercise, so I don't feel like I've done OnlyFans for nothing.
Yeah, and that they enjoy it.
The audience? No, I don't give a shit.
Really?
I do give a shit. I do give a shit. Obviously, I give a shit. And it was really nice to have an audience then. But ultimately, I am doing this for me.
I think it's okay not to give a shit.
I do give a shit, though. I give a shit about the story.
Yeah.
And if they enjoy the story or get something from the story, that matters more to me than them necessarily enjoying it.
I think it's a phrasing problem, and lots of people will maintain, I don't give a shit what the audience think. I'm doing this for me. And that's kind of a healthy attitude, but I bristle with it slightly.
No, I don't think that's a healthy attitude.
Well, hear me out. Because I think what people mean when they say that sometimes is that if they feel like they've done their job well, which is communicate the story, communicate the jokes, communicate these feelings and actions and intentions with clarity so that the show has been created and performed to the best of the performer's ability, then they don't have to worry about the audience enjoying it because they either will or they won't, but they can't concern themselves with that. All they can do is try and create something as good as they can. So it is caring about the audience's enjoying it, but it's also surrendering to the idea that no matter what you do, some people won't, so you can't concern yourself with it.
Yeah, exactly. And my thing always on stage has been get on and get off without wasting anyone's time.
Right.
I'm always really concerned with the fact that they've taken an hour off of their day, night to have to watch me on stage. So always, I'm so cautious with time and just getting what I have to say out there. If they like it, great. If they don't, I've said my piece and I can leave, and I'm not going to keep you here until, any longer than you absolutely have to. I also, because I'm not a stand-up, it's more about if I communicate it and perform it the best that I can under the circumstances, I don't make mistakes, I don't stutter, I don't derail myself with saying sorry too much to the audience or something like that. Then if they don't enjoy it, I don't blame I've done my best.
Yeah.
Whereas with a stand-up, you can kind of get the sense from certain audiences that there's something going on with the audience that's meaning that they can't quite commit to enjoying the show. There's so many factors at play with stand-up that if I'm basically doing a monologue. So do you know what I mean?
Kind of. I mean, tell me if this is relevant. I become...
It's not relevant.
Extremely arrogant I become extremely agitated. That was a rather delicious Freudian slip. I become very agitated if during the middle of the setup to a joke, somebody comes in or somebody goes out, if somebody in one of the front rows moves up. Everybody's minute distraction and awareness of movement in the room will deviate their focus from what the setup was, and it will stunt and diminish their laughter. And I am like just so full of rage when something like that happens, especially if it's there were a couple of times in Edinburgh where there was a tech fuck up when a journalist was in, or that when there was somebody chatting and it sort of derailed something and it was important and it was a laugh. And that's what I have. I've come to the party with this little box of tricks, and I've only got a certain amount of them. And if whilst I'm doing something that you are saying without whispering on the front row derails one of my tricks, that's time and money just down the fucking toilet now.
Yeah.
And I don't control, I lose myself slightly.
Yeah, and I've been in the audience when that's happened to you. I've seen that play out.
There's a brilliant comedian called Luke Heggie who is Australian, and I would go so far as to describe him as my friend, despite the fact that I've only been to Australia so many times, but we've had a great time when we've been in each other's company in Australia. Moreover, he will not get distracted at all, and people get up for a piss in the middle of his show. He will just continue. He won't acknowledge it. He will pretend they're not there. And I watch this, and the audience continues to laugh. It's like if he doesn't notice it, they don't notice it.
But then you can learn from that.
Well, I can't, because I can't do it.
Well, maybe it's your ADHD.
Well, maybe.
Certain things that you remember that one show I had in Edinburgh a couple of years ago, where within the first 5 minutes, I don't think you were there, but I had a line about how I just love pregnancy. I love pregnancy.
I love all aspects of pregnancy.
I love all aspects of motherhood.
Oh yeah.
And then I was trying to do more audience interaction, which I just don't do naturally. And the front row, I also don't look at eyes. I only look at shapes because I'm too nervous to look direct eye contact with anybody. But I was really trying. And then I mentioned pregnancy, and I thought, oh, this would be a good point just to kind of mention that, look, there's a pregnant woman over there. Mention, pregnant, you're pregnant. This woman, I'd only looked at her torso. I hadn't looked at her face. And it's safe to say she was beyond child rearing years. Like far, it was a long time since, she was past menopause. I
think we had all managed to get the drift of what you were trying to lay down for us there.
And she went, no. And the entire audience, like 150 people, just stopped breathing. And I honestly was thinking, I might as well leave now. It's 7 minutes in. There is absolutely no way I will be able to survive this. I can't forgive myself. How are the audience going to forgive me? How is this poor woman going to forgive me? And it was made so much worse because I didn't look her in the eyes. And I didn't look at anyone in the eyes. And I was just kind of dying inside on my own. And that at that point, I should have. I really wish I had left.
And given everybody a refund.
And be like, look, I'm so sorry that I did that. I made a mistake. I'm very, very sorry. There's nothing more I can say. I'm sorry, everybody. You can have a refund. I'm going.
That would have probably got a really big laugh and eased everybody back into it. That would have been, Do you know, I don't know if I feel more sorry for that woman or the trousers she was wearing that day, because they never got put on again. Fucking hell. I'm so glad.
It looked like a pregnant belly. It was perfect. It was perfect bump.
God. But it was just custard cream.
Or a tumor. I don't know. It was round. I genuinely was like, and it might have been also the vision. My vision isn't great. You know, maybe I just got it wrong. Maybe.
You've not updated your prescription in a long time, have you?
No, I'm too scared to go to Vision Express.
Why? What happens there?
Because they just do the eye stuff.
What are you talking about?
They show you they're like, now we can show you the 3D scan of your pupil. And I don't need to see my whole eye like that. Thank you. But they insist on giving you all the proper things now. And I'm scared because there's glaucoma in my family. You know that.
So we've been podcasting for 50 episodes now. And
so now it's time to talk about glaucoma.
I was just trying to move the episode on. Do you know just how well I've been hosting this week?
I do, but it's also, I think, because you're like, she wants to talk about herself loads today, so let's just let her, and I'll just steer it. Fucking bitch.
I don't think that's true.
You just want to get to bed, don't you?
Look, how are you just going to turn nice, good things into bad things?
No, you're doing a really good job. You are a really good host. Hostish. What's the male host? Just host. Our dynamic has changed in this episode. Maybe now from episode 50 on, I'm just going to become really stupid.
Chaotic and stupid.
Yeah.
And I'll be like Michael fucking Parkinson.
I was about to say that. I love him. Where's he gone? Is he dead?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he was pregnant and he lost his life in childbirth.
He's gone.
Yeah.
When did he go?
I don't know. Let's look up Michael Parkinson during the podcast, shall we? Jesus Christ. We had some questions today. Jessie didn't want to do them because she thought...
No, we're not doing questions.
No.
We're talking about podcasting at 50 episodes.
Yeah, what are we talking about?
I was about to start. That was a long 25 minutes.
He died at the age of 88 in Bray, Berkshire, at the age of 88 years old.
How?
I mean, look,
I want to know how.
In 2013, Parkinson announced that he'd been diagnosed with prostate cancer. In 2015, he was given the all clear from the disease. Parkinson died at home on the 16th of August, 2023, following a brief illness.
2023?
Yeah.
A brief illness.
Yeah.
Most men get prostate cancer.
Yep.
Do you know that?
Yep.
So keep checking.
Okay. Happy 50th episode anyway. And
how do you feel 50 episodes in? Do you feel like you want to go for another 50?
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How do you see it changing with time? It's quite amazing the amount of change that's happened within 50.
You've gotten more forthright, more confident. This couple of good shows. You're a changed woman now, aren't you?
Don't bring me down.
Coming back here.
Trying to get
hungover.
me back in my place in the home.
I didn't like it. I needed you back. I don't like being here by myself.
Like it, do you? Yeah, I know.
I think I would have fared better if all the kids weren't off school sick.
It does seem to be what happens every time I go away, the kids get sick.
Because they know that I'll just kind of go, I don't really know how to check the veracity of your statement, so you may stay off school.
They do. I mean, it was obvious that they all have conjunctivitis and temperatures.
Quite hard to fake the eye bogies, isn't it?
No, and a temperature is a temperature.
Yeah.
The schools. Oh, I'm not going to go into schools.
The important thing to focus on is our 50th episode, our dynamic.
I was thinking though. I thought what you meant was in general. I've started being more forthright.
Yeah, I think you have in your life. You seem a lot more. You're a much more confident and. I didn't.
There's a yawn.
Only because I'm closer to you and see you every day, I don't identify these things as confidence or happiness.
I think when we first started
the podcast.
Yeah. In our little flat.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, when we first attempted the podcast in the house we were renting in Shepherd's Bush during COVID when I was pregnant with 10. And do you remember we tried once or twice and we got that footage and I'm just being horrible to you. That was a different phase because you were so miserable and kind of you just were so stalling, you just completely weren't able to do anything. You were so terrified by the lack of gigs because of COVID, and you had tried Twitch and you had all this time and hadn't done anything with it, and I resented you for that. And I was like, well, then we better fucking do a podcast then. And we had started it from a place of toxicity rather than let's do one because we want to. Mm-hmm. And so in those first recordings, you can just see that dynamic. It just would never work.
Yeah, you're seething. And actually, I think it probably would have been quite entertaining, but in a way that made the listener go, look, enjoy this, but you need to separate immediately.
Well, we almost did. That's when we almost broke up, just after 10 was born. Again.
Well, yeah.
But also, you, in that phase, I think I noticed, I'm realizing it more now, or I'm remembering it more. You spoke in code almost. You have this tendency to break into song or do a voice or an act or like a tick. You have ticks. You almost did that. That's all you did during COVID. You spoke in almost like a different language. It was very hard to get you to say a normal sentence.
Right. That must have been quite frustrating.
It was so frustrating. So I think if we actually watched it back, those early recordings would have been me telling you off about that mainly.
Okay.
Like, okay, well, don't do that voice. Or don't do that.
Yeah.
And
Thank
then
God I've stopped doing that now.
No, but you do it in a really lovely way. It's just kind of spaced out a bit more throughout the day rather than just like.
But sometimes it can come back.
It can come back, and then it's. But I do always find it funny.
If ever we've watched Slow Horses too recently, I can be liable to say Misfits and Bowsers from the opening credit song. I can do that. If our youngest has been watching too much Creature Cases, I can say Backsliders, but it says it says Fact File.
Creature Cases?
Fact File in the real program. But yeah, there are a few of these things that it's like a form of Tourette's. At least that's what I told the people at the BAFTAs. And
you also used to call certain body part. You used to call my arse. What did you used to call my arse?
No, I can't remember.
Oh, right, okay. You used to call certain body parts certain things. And
yeah.
I'd be like, just call it. Why are you calling it that? It was like you were speaking a different language.
Yeah. I mean, I think when left to my own, or when left to stew in my own boredom, I can become one of the most irritating people. And I don't know how many other people do this, but sometimes I'll say something and I'll go, oh, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I see you doing that.
I'll tell myself to shut the fuck up because it is so tedious, but I need to make these sounds and these tics. And I've done it all my fucking life. There was a bit in Thomas the Tank Engine that my littlest brother was watching for a period. He would have been 2, so I would have been about 13. And Duck is confused about a shortcut that one of the other engines has taken. And then the narrator says, so that was the shortcut, chuckled Duck. And so that was the shortcut, chuckled Duck. I said so many times. Alongside at the same time was the tower, the tower, the tower in the tower. And
I've heard that.
My little brother Lenny would say the tower, the tower, the tower, the tower. So my dad, you know how if like that old thing, if your dad catches you smoking, he'll make you smoke the entire pack so you never want to smoke ever again. My dad stood me and my little brother against the oven, and he made us say the tower, the tower, the tower in the tower. And so that was the shortcut, chuckled duck, 300 times each. and like in The Simpsons, when Homer is enduring like the ironic torture where he just keeps eating the donuts and never gets sick of them, me and my little brother thought, oh, this is great, and really enjoyed it and carried on. My poor dad.
Well, it's the 50th episode, so you should probably cry.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not. It's no.
Happy thing.
I can mention stories with, you know.
No, I know. It was a joke, Alfie.
Oh, sorry.
Lighten up.
So, Jesse, from a big family, I believe.
Stop.
So from a big family and grew up in Harry Potter, age 19. Big break for you, Jesse.
20.
20. The pink jeans, Jesse. I read in an interview. The pink jeans. In your auditions, you'd do well in your pink jeans, wouldn't you, Jesse? Tell us about that.
No.
Bit of a bitch, Jesse. Tell us about that.
We had a fight. Episode 50, we had a fight.
But that's good because we had some complaints, really, that we'd stopped fighting. So we started again to celebrate episode 50. But we have we've sorted it.
How have we sorted it?
Just by sort of moving on with our lives. And you've said that the next time you want me to cut something, you'll say, sorry, Alfie, can we cut that? Rather than, and then going off on an attack.
I think that we can both agree that you're in the wrong.
We can't. And that willingness to fill my mouth with sentiments it doesn't carry itself is, may I say, part of the problem. You're tired and you have a headache.
Yeah, you're tired, you have a headache.
That's why you're being like this.
You are. You're tired, you have a headache. I think you're hungry. And you...
Oh, I think you're hungry.
I am a bit hungry, actually.
You didn't butter your toast with the same heft that you usually butter your toast when consuming your beans.
Oh my God, shut up, Alfie. So annoying. I was in such a good mood and you ruined it.
How did I ruin it?
You ruined it by kind of picking at me.
And how did I pick at you?
You said, oh, you're being more forthright. And, oh, have you noticed that I'm interviewing you? To make me feel self-conscious about my podcast style.
I don't think I really did. Anyway.
Well, we have the tape. And we actually, in our break, we did watch the footage back from the first half an hour. And he believes that he's right and I believe that I'm right.
And we watched it back for signs of bad mood and aggression.
Microaggression.
And in your case, macroaggression. Your aggression was overt and therefore it was writ large across your face, wasn't it, your aggression? My aggression was hidden in a face of defense. And
absolute bullshit. Absolute. You are kidding yourself. You were prodding me.
Yeah. Prodding you.
Yeah. She's in she's in too good a mood. Let's bring her down a peg or two.
I just wanted everybody to hear about your nice time away in London.
No, you didn't. You wanted me to ask you questions and you were annoyed that I wasn't asking you questions.
No, that's not right. If you want to ask me anything about like how I found it.
Well, I don't.
No, I know quite clearly from the first half an hour of the podcast. It's quite clear that you don't care about what I've been up to.
See, you're upset. See, you're upset. That's the root of this.
Again, I was perfectly happy. But this whole, you're on a gotcha mission and I'm not joining you.
Absolutely not. I think that you are entirely to blame. and I was in a good mood. You were in a bad mood. You're trying to now act all. I didn't do anything. I'm in a great mood. Liar.
Is that what I'm trying to act all?
Mm-hmm. You're a liar.
It's late, and I've just gotten back from my teaching work, and I
was about to say, no one cares.
Sorry, speaking about me for more than 45 seconds in a row there. Do you want to?
You're very clever. You're very clever because you know that that's one of my insecurities about podcasting, that people will say to me, whoever I'm podcasting with, no names, would say, you don't ask me enough questions. And so you know that that's my insecurity.
I don't, Jessie. Maybe
so
we
I'm
just
worried
both
that you're going to say...
Either I knew that you had, or we both have the same criticism. Either way, you are brilliant. You are my dream podcast partner. You are everything in the world to me and more. However, this episode, I just ended up asking, and that's the only...
That's because you were tired and it's easier for you to ask questions than to talk.
If that's not necessarily true, that's just, you've had the more interesting and eventful time, so I thought I'd ask you about it.
Yeah, but that's where we can get into traps.
What?
Then, well, I won't go into it. I'll ask you some...
that's also a great podcasting style.
You've inhibited my style.
A little tidbit of information, but we're not talking about it.
No, just in the podcast I've done in the past, that's where we've got into traps with... You get into a pattern of one asking questions more than the other one, and then it becomes something you can't really get out of, and then it's the fights happen. Also,
I'm under no illusions as to my propensity to spout long-winded, pseudo-intellectual, tossy-cock bollocks opinions.
Oh, you're saying that now?
Love the sound of my own voice, especially seeing as I get to wear headphones and speak nicely into the microphone. That
a dig at my voice?
No. Not everything that gets said is a dig at you, madly enough. I am able to speak purely, directly on my own terms, meaning only the words that I say, without having to have this Pinterest subtext to every single exchange that passes my lips.
I live in the subtext.
Yeah, but this isn't a Pinter play. So,
Fine. I'll move on.
How are your cornflakes? Are they nice? It's from the birthday party.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Ooh, can I say something that I found really interesting, or an idea that I thought was quite interesting? Give it. Just we got to stop doing our ideas. We have so few. Why are we giving them away? Okay. Well, thank you for the firm no. And as we, I'll be back asking you more questions in a minute.
I learned so much from my improv gig last week.
hear me talk. So the Theatres Act of 1968, where they repealed the Lord Chamberlain thing that meant that you couldn't swear or be crude in the theatre.
No.
It happened. So up until 1968, you couldn't say fuck or cunt or anything like that. You'd find other ways around it. So it's very similar in the same way that on our podcast clips, instead of saying what we mean, like sex, death, rape, fuck, whatever, there's an emoji code for each swear word. So shit is the poo emoji, and the other grapes is the other one. And that's like how Pinter would say, flake off, runt. And he'd have this code that was in place of swearing. Mm. So we've gone, in this modern age of technology, we've almost gone back to this Lord Chamberlain era of censorship.
Interesting. Very interesting.
It's quite interesting, isn't it, I think?
Yeah, I do.
So go on then.
There you go. You spoke for a bit. How do you feel?
I feel so invigorated, and you looked half interested. It was perfect. I feel invigorated by that. Now go on. Tell me some more about these cocktails you had or whatever.
I wasn't talking about any of that.
I know.
Before you got me annoyed, I was talking about them when we moved into the little flat for the last 2 years before we moved to Liverpool, when we started the podcast properly, I think both of us were feeling so ashamed all the time and exposed and like failures and worried that does come across in the first 10, at least, podcasts.
I've never listened back.
I think you can see that we're both quite worried about showing so much of our lives and our space. And I was really, really worried about that at first.
Well, I think it's a very worrying thing to be putting yourself, to have long, free-form conversations and then post them online. It's insane and an extremely nerve-wracking thing to do. And I was extremely scared to do it. Now I've become immune to it, and I'd be willing to stick up the 2 minutes of that fight online. You know, I don't really give a shit anymore. I don't really think anything, especially as long as you don't clip it up, you're fine usually. But obviously I will, cut the offending moment, as is your wish, milady. But you can lighten up, Jessie. Come on.
No.
We're being nice to each other now, aren't we?
I'm trying. I'm really annoyed at you.
Yeah. But you got to get over it, don't you? You just have to try and get over it.
Yeah, that's the other funny thing about the initial podcasts.
Yeah,
the first 10, 12 episodes, I think, I was miserable.
Yeah,
and you were miserable.
Sure.
Like we just looked. I don't know. It was just chaotic.
Well, we were finding life very difficult, I think.
And the kids were in literally the other room, asleep or not.
A lot
asleep.
of the time, yeah.
Yeah.
Or we'd do it in the day when they were at school.
Yeah. So I feel like we have grown a lot in the 50 episodes.
Despite this episode, we really have.
Yeah.
This has been a little reversion, hasn't it, to our old podcasting habits?
Yeah, because of you.
Sure. If that makes it easier for you to deal with, then that's absolutely fine. I'm happy to be any punching bag you need.
You're not being a punching bag. You're just the one to blame. Because you were the reason for the conflict.
Absolutely, I know. I'm very well acquainted with what it feels like to be hungover and how it can affect your mood.
Oh my God.
So.
Oh my God.
I know what hangover can do. Hangover and a big adrenaline. You want to come down, a big adrenal come down from your big shows.
Then from my big show. Are you trying to put my shows down now? Are you?
Big shows and your hangover.
My big shows.
Your big shows is what you would say to me. That's why that's funny.
I wouldn't say that to you.
You have said that to me. That is exactly, and that's why you're laughing now. It's because you know that is exactly the sort of thing that you would level at me. If I was riding up a little too high on my ego, you go, "Oh, you excited after your big shows?"
I wouldn't. It's the type of thing I would have said, but I haven't.
Sure, you would have said it, and you have said it, and it's funny. It's funny when you say it. It's like a little dig. It's funny. It's a funny dig.
I know, but what's quite funny about me?
What's quite funny about me?
No, about my behaviour since I got back today.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, I actually have had amazing 2 days.
I know.
And 2 really, really fun shows that for me were successful. I don't know if the audience would agree, but and so I had to think really carefully. I was like, how am I going to word it? I want to be humble. I want to, because I get so annoyed when people talk about their own shows as if they were the best thing ever. I get so annoyed because I'm a bitch. So whenever they're saying, oh my God, my show went incredibly, I'm like, pipe down. You don't know that. You weren't in the audience. So I always think that. So whenever I talk about my shows, I try and be like really I try and, make it, I'm dismissive.
It's like when new comics say that they killed.
Oh my God.
It's like you don't know what that means.
No one knows how they did on stage if you were on stage. Like, you can't know. You can never know.
Okay.
Even if there's a recording. You just don't know because we're the ones watching you.
Sure. I think there are some occasions which I've certainly had a little inkling of how I've done.
Yeah, obviously laughter is an inkling, but you still, even laughter sometimes it's, sometimes you've done gigs and you thought that it went great. And I've been in the audience and there's been so many pockets of people that just aren't laughing. And so many pockets of people are. And it's very misleading. You can never know.
But there are also gigs that I've done where I've had more people laughing that I haven't been happy with it.
Oh, definitely. It goes both ways.
Yeah. And I think it's about how good a job I know I've done, like we were saying at the beginning of this episode, and how good a job you think you could have done or didn't do. Like it's knowing about what your own output could have been or should have been.
I know.
Or was. So yeah, or knowing what the show that you've just previewed could be, or knowing if you're on the right track or what's getting what. Of course,
what I'm just trying to say is I don't think anyone has a very good perspective when they've just come off stage. And
no, for sure.
Yeah, and especially if you don't have a director or anyone there who's kind of giving you critical opinion.
The fact that you would still think about like this with me, rather than just enjoy letting your own ego spill out over me. Like
well, I have to be careful of my ego because you pick me up on it so much.
Pardon?
We both keep each other's egos in check, which is good.
You keep your ego in check. I don't need to keep your ego in check. You don't have an out of control ego. You are the most painfully self-aware person in the world. You've just told me about how you deliberated over how you deliver me the message of these shows because you didn't want them to come over too well. I don't need to keep you in check. You're keeping you in check. I don't really need somebody to keep me in check. Sometimes after I just get off stage, I think I've done better than I have, but maybe that's just because I really think I'm pretty hard on myself in quite a lot of ways. I don't think in terms of runaway egos, we're really the problem. That said, we do put our freeform conversations on the internet, which is a sign of
I think that's what I'm talking about, the ego with you saying stuff like, oh, you can say anything on a podcast. You can't.
Well, no.
That's what I mean.
You can't say anything on a podcast, can you? But within reason, I think in terms of the other podcasts that are available on your listening app of choice, there are far more destructive and not destructive, or just like quote unquote offensive things that you could be listening to on. I can list about 6 podcasts off the top of my head.
Okay, fair enough. I was in such a good mood. You really, really have affected my mood.
That's what you go. Okay, fair enough. That's what you say. Very sharply.
Because I don't think we should bitch about other people's podcasts.
I'm not bitching. I'm saying that they're offensive. I didn't say they were bad or wrong. Okay. You've ingested what I said with no judgment, with a negative framing.
That's what I do.
I know that's what you do. That's why I alerted. I know. I'm saying that I wasn't saying that you were being forthright in a negative way. I wasn't saying that it's like I was interviewing you in a negative way, so shut the fuck up, bitch. I was just saying that's the way, that's like, because I also wasn't apropos of nothing. You mentioned the dynamic anyway. I was just...
You did, and that's where we'll find out later when we watch this all back. We'll see that you mentioned that first.
They'll know. Either way, I was only trying to be lighthearted. I'm only ever trying to be lighthearted. I'm never trying to dig at you. I'm never trying to have a go at you.
I disagree. You did dig at me by saying the thing that we cut, which the audience can't know what it was. That was a dig. Even if it was subconscious, you did dig because you were annoyed. Maybe at yourself, because you got a headache, because you're tired, whatever. But you thought, I'll just prod her there and see what she comes back with. And it completely derailed me.
Well, we could have just cut it then, couldn't we?
Yeah, but then I get into my head about, he's going to get annoyed because I want to cut something. And it's going to be more.
Again, but that's all you worrying about how somebody else may feel rather than just dealing with what's in front of you, which is somebody who was smiling at you wanting to get back on with the podcast.
Okay, I don't agree. I don't agree with you. I think that you were in a bad mood from the get-go and you were trying to put on an act by interviewing to kind of get through it. And I saw through that, and you're annoyed that I can see through that.
I'm not. I was tired, and you could tell that I was tired as my partner of 12 years. And I'm not annoyed about the fact that you know me and can identify somebody who's tired, who you've just bought very kindly a vitamin C suck tube thing and some painkillers.
You sucked it really annoyingly, like a sucky.
Yeah,
You were a baby.
I can only apologise for sucking it. And
I regret bringing you this. I bought this for me too, and I gave it to you because I'm a generous person. Okay.
One of the key traits of generous people is always telling others how generous they are. Yeah.
So generous. I'm such a generous person. Well, you got all the Manuka honey there.
The what?
You got all the Manuka honey there. You need.
Are we sure it's me?
Okay.
I did start the podcast, and I confess I did the interviewee thing because I thought that would be the best way. But I was just trying to act in service of you and the podcast.
It really threw me. It really threw me because I was like, okay, he's doing an act here. Is this to put me on the spot? And now he's putting all the attention on me and me talking. So I'm now going to look like I'm the attention seeker and I'm loving being interviewed. I was like, I really don't.
Okay.
So I suddenly felt really like, and then suddenly we just kept talking. He kept asking questions. And then it'd been 20 minutes. I found that really tense. I prefer a conversation which is more
like this.
Well, at least this is us just being ourselves. Yeah, I prefer to be ourselves. I do. Just talking because I don't want to just recap and update. I'm not interested in that.
No, neither am I. But what I was trying to do, if you'll allow me to explain my method, was to have a conversation. That was the recap was meant to be like the little fluffy bit that we do, 10 minutes, just kind of catching up, talking shit, whatever the first thing that comes into our brain is. And then what usually happens is we'll catch something in there and I'm looking for it. So I thought it might be gossip. If you listen back, I
don't do that. Why would I gossip?
No. I wasn't asking you to gossip. I was asking you to explore the idea of gossip with me. It doesn't matter. Didn't work out.
I didn't like that.
No, my many apologies. And can I just say that I loved everything you brought to the table.
But I'm not trying to bring anything to the table. I'm just being myself.
Okay, so what do you want me to do when there's
I was trying to bring something to the table actually by talking about the evolution of us on the podcast and how our life situation, how things have changed in 50 episodes, which is what we should be talking about because it's 50 episodes, rather than going down little rabbit holes of gossip.
You love rabbit holes, don't you?
Little gossip shit. So let's just keep on track. It was meant to be a really positive, happy. We're 50 episodes in. We're in a happy situation. We've got a room to do a podcast in. We're living in a house. We're engaged. We're happy. But you just ruined it with your behavior.
Yeah, with my smiling and my.
You weren't smiling.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't smiling.
I was when you were attacking me.
Attacking.
Mm-hmm.
You think that's the right word? Attacking.
Yeah, like
when I was attacking you.
Like you'd attack somebody's character, yeah. Like not a physical attack, of course.
You are joking.
Yeah, of course. It's a comedy podcast.
You better be joking.
It's a comedy podcast,
yeah?
Jessie.
You better be
It's a comedy podcast. We didn't even have a fight. This is all a comedy podcast.
No, we did have a fight.
We didn't.
And Alfie very dramatically took the SD cards out and took them downstairs and said, I'll be there when you're ready to apologise, like I'm a 6-year-old.
You said, Jessie, again, like out of context, these things are all great. But you had just asked me to apologise. So it was only off the back of that I said that to you.
I'm still waiting.
So you can't then say, like, I've said to you, like, I've stormed off and said, I'll be waiting down. It was in response to you asking for an apology that I asked for an apology.
I was sitting
here.
But
why wouldn't you mention that first?
No,
You're just trying to provide a fiction to the good listeners.
Absolutely not. I was sitting here saying, I'm not going to continue until you apologise. And you were like, well, I'm not going to apologise. And then you stormed off. I'll be down there when you're going to apologise. So I missed that bit out. Anyway, we've come so far.
We have. It's our first one of these in a while.
Yeah.
Just maybe watch how much you drink when you go next time.
Oh my God, Alfie. I had 3 Guinnesses over about 8 hours.
No wonder you feel this way.
Oh, okay.
Okay, just no more attacks.
You had to stop. Why don't you talk about Thomas the Tank Engine some more?
Oh yeah, I love those. Are 2 minutes of the first half an hour that I was able to speak.
Okay. Oh God, I want to fucking.
Oh God, you remember that word I got in edgeways in the first half? That was good, wasn't it?
You know that's my insecurity, don't you?
Yeah, but now we're obviously joking about it, aren't we?
How do you enjoy doing podcasting now compared to the first? Stop it.
How do I what?
How do you feel doing podcasts now? You know, in the how do you think it's different to the first 1 to 20 episodes? How do you feel now?
Testing. Testing. Well, I think we've come to...
You have to explain what you're doing, otherwise you just...
Everybody knows what I'm doing.
If they're listening, they won't know. He's doing a very funny act by sitting up and kind of...
I did testing so the people listening could understand.
Sorry.
Are you still drunk?
Oh my God.
Uh,
Go on, answer the question. And try and keep it succinct.
What was the question? I was too excited
Episode
by the
1 to
idea
20.
of a question. Yeah.
Episode 1 to 20. Do you remember how you felt recording? Now we're on, episode 30 to 40, 50. How do you feel now?
Yes, I remember that episode 1 to 20, I felt incredibly anxious and scared. There were several occasions in the first few months of doing the podcast that we'd record one and I would hate it, or you would hate it, and we would say, "Come and do that again," and we'd have to do it again.
And it'd be the whole day, wouldn't it?
Sometimes we'd record for 3 hours to get one 1 hour podcast out of it because we were so worried about or so bored by what.
Yeah.
So the only thing that really helped us was listening to some other podcasts.
No, you did. I didn't.
But sometimes I'd play them in the car, especially if it was really shit. And listen to other people have the most tedious conversations you ever heard in your life. And it's actually, I was at my stand-up teaching this evening having a very similar conversation because I used to go home from work, like, when I was 17, 18, and I would put on the Paramount Comedy Channel and I would watch, all the comedians on Live at the Comedy Store and Jongleurs Unleashed and The World Stands Up and etc. And I would go, my God, these people are brilliant. How are they doing this? This is just genius. They're like magicians. I could never, ever do this. I'd watch my Richard Pryor DVDs and my, Omid Jalili DVDs, if you must know. And I would just, I was in love with them. And then I went to a stand-up comedy night above a pub called the Blue Posts in Soho and saw some comedy. And I went, oh, I could do that. I could at least be, however bad I am, it'll be around this bad. Like if I'm as bad as I could possibly be, I'll only be around this bad. I'd probably still a bit better. Because a lot of the people who do those nights are not doing it because they love comedy. They're doing it because they're slightly mental. They
just want to be on stage.
Well, I think one woman left the stage and her final joke was, she said, "I'm going to go and eat some Condoleezza rice pudding." And I remember thinking, it's just her last name. It's just Condoleezza Rice's name, and rice pudding's a dessert. It's not. I don't think it's a joke. I think it's just rice pudding and Condoleezza rice. It don't make any sense to me why. But anyway, she was obviously. Anyway, I don't know. Sarah Millican's very famous now. It wasn't Sarah Millican. That's a joke. And I think that helped. So listening to other podcasts and going, well, this is, because you only ever see reels. In fact, whenever I've been doing Have a Word, or I've been booked to do Have a Word, I would get so nervous because in the reels it looks like they'd never stop making each other laugh hysterically. But if you listen to a whole episode, you go, there's bits where they're just having conversations as well. And that helps to know that you don't have to be uproariously side-splitting.
I kind of want to know more about your emotions and stuff, though. Like, how do you feel? I know obviously you were worried about how you come across in a podcast, but do you remember how it felt to be doing? Did you kind of feel excited about doing it, or did you feel like, oh, we have to do a podcast? And do you feel more excited? You seem more excited about doing it now.
I think it became something that I liked. Like, I didn't know. I think the good, and if and I think, you know, if you're a long-term listener, you probably do agree that there is anything good about this podcast, then that comes, I think, from us just trying to have honest and engaged conversations. And I remember feeling worried because I didn't know what it was, and I didn't want it to be shit. I just didn't want us to be having tedious conversations about nothing.
And I think both of us, when we realised that if we enjoy the discussion more and connect doing it, it will be worthwhile, whatever the case, because we've had that experience together.
Yeah.
And it will probably translate to an audience too. Like, I think that's where we always go wrong, is when we're not actually making any eye contact and we're not listening to each other.
Yeah, well, that's why I like to sit back and have the microphone on my lap. You don't usually like it very much when I do that, but I find it a lot more comfortable, and I find myself a lot more able to speak freely and naturally. And I mean, the thing is that we are talking to each other off mic pretty much all week, but then we do like microphone recorded conversations we're having, you know, about over 2 hours a week on 1 to 3 different occasions. So the idea that we have to do it tonight, and the kids are sick, and I've just got back from teaching, and you just got back from London and you're hanging. And it's a joke. Again, it's a joke. I think it's a running joke now. I think everybody's got the fact that it's a running joke, and
You're finally looking at me in the eye.
Sorry?
You didn't look at me in the eye for the first half hour.
No, I couldn't.
No, you wouldn't.
I couldn't. It was a glare of the ego. Again, see, it's just fun jokes, Jessie. Don't put the sweet back in there. We don't want to hear that rattling around in your teeth.
What do you have against my teeth?
Exactly.
Okay, so you're enjoying it more now. You're more at ease, and I think you're more at ease because you feel more confident in your things are just a bit better.
Well, no, I enjoy the podcast more because I'm proud of it. And I believe, insofar as anything like this can have a point or value, it has point and a value. And I think people find value in it. And it's a value beyond just, you know, fucking a few minutes out of their day.
What do you think people might get out of it then?
I'm worried right now about seeming a bit too much like one of those bits in The Rest is Politics where they read out questions they've had and they read out the compliment before the question. Do you know when they do that? They go, we've actually got Sandy from Heswall, and she says, you're both such brilliant, handsome podcasters, and I really love both of you, and everything you think is so intelligent and brilliant. What did you think the other day when Keir started? Like, just tell us the question. We don't need to hear the fact that you got a compliment, okay? Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I got the best compliment from a guy at Creatures. I told you about this, obviously, off microphone, but this very sweet bloke came up to us and said, up to me, you weren't there, and said that this podcast had helped him become a better communicator.
That's nice.
It's one of the most astonishing and like heartwarming, and it's just, it's you know, if that happened to one it's all been worth it. But this is it does become a very earnest, saccharine, cloying, self-congratulatory conversation very quickly.
I think we've become better communicators as well by doing it.
For sure.
Like at the beginning, we would be so worried about what we were going to talk about that we would use Esther Perel cards. Do you remember them?
Yeah.
But they were like
a secret, but yeah.
No, but there was we only actually ever used a couple because they were all kind of things that didn't really, I don't know, they were too broad, the questions, but we ended up not needing them quite quickly because we realized like if we actually just like I find that always the easiest when we're talking about something that means something to us.
Well, that's what you're doing in these beginning bits is when you're talking about your shows and whatnot, we're looking for something that means something. Because we could have easily gone from that to your identity as a creative or like your identity away from the kids in London. Or there were so many interesting places that we could have spoken about your human experience in a more broad term than just, I did some shows in London and they were great. And
I just think it's really nice that also people have been able to see us grow from being in London and being in such a kind of cramped, very difficult living situation in a way after such a trying few years. And to see us be able to open up our lives a bit more up here. And I mean, my friends who I saw in London were all said individually, wow, you just seem so much happier. And it was just so nice to think, oh, great, I'm not coming across like such a fucking drag. That's great. Because I think for a long time I did. And I know I have drag energy, like seriously depressing energy a lot of the time. I think I do. I think I am. I'm just, my default is negative. And it's protection, it's self-protection. It's not true negativity. It's just kind of, pretending I'm worried about being hurt or I'm worried about things going badly. So I just kind of have a negative approach so that I can't get hurt.
Yes. It's been really one of the most blissful things to hear you exclaim happiness and speak about being happy openly. And it is, there to be celebrated. And you've done that much more recently.
Yeah, I'm trying to be braver about saying that I'm happy. And also I think getting engaged and stuff, it's been really nice because
to me.
Yeah.
Good. Thank God.
It's been nice because it's just so silly. It's such a silly thing.
That's what I was driving at the first. You looked at me as if I was being a dick when I did that in the first half, but
the first half could have been recorded 2 years ago and I'd have been like that. Yeah, I'm so tired now.
Well, I have a much more clear memory of it than you, clearly.
You are absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
Still remember everything. Just feels like a long time ago.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's just so silly. I was looking at cheap wedding venue. That's what we were meant to do.
That is what we were meant to do.
We're not doing that now, but we were going to do some fun.
Of course we're not doing that now.
Yeah. Okay.
It's an hour and 10 minutes long, this episode.
I was looking at cheap wedding venues, Liverpool, and some of the venues that I saw pictures of, and it's just all so silly. Wedding photos are so funny.
I've got some emails from bridalbastards.com.
Yeah, so many emails from wedding planners and stuff. They just want your money.
I'm reaching out regarding the exciting news for you and Jessie. A massive congratulations to you both. I'm Redacted, a creative director specializing in luxury editorial content. I wanted to put Redacted on your radar as the begin plan process, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, they still want payment.
Yeah, of course they do.
Yeah. We got a budget.
So
guess how much our budget is, listener?
Are you waiting for a response?
Yeah. Tell us. Okay, I think that we have to call it quits now.
The relationship or the podcast?
No, not the relationship, Alfie.
You don't like jokes very much today, do you?
I did at the beginning. You exhausted me. Do you agree that you were wrong now?
No.
Right.
I think we both ended the podcast with a suboptimal energy. And like so many fights that occur, it is a failure of communication. Like so many fights that occur between us, the level of animus was raised by you. I didn't introduce anger.
You just threw out a little grenade by a little sentence like you did. Just start things off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can't believe you don't realise that you're wrong.
And I can't believe you don't realise that you're wrong.
I don't feel like we can stop the podcast until I have it on record. Your apology.
Well, it's going to be a long episode, isn't it?
Oh God. Anyway, we do want to do some wedding planning on the podcast. So if you guys have any, the next episode, what we're going to do is if you can send in your tips or advice or things not to do.
We just refuse to believe that weddings have to be as expensive as they are. And there are other things that, if we, in all honesty, we would prefer to spend our money on.
So our budget is £280. £280, 50p. That's our budget for an entire wedding. Can we do it?
That's not the budget. We're not telling them the budget yet. We're not telling them the budget yet.
We don't have. We genuinely don't have any money.
I know
for the wedding.
That's why we're not taking. Oh my god! Sorry.
We want to do it in about 2 weeks.
No, we don't. I don't know who you're marrying, but that's not me.
So we're gonna do a side. You know, we're gonna do some podcasts about that on Patreon.
My big fat scouse wedding.
Let's just go to bed.
Trying to find a way to amalgamate Jessie and Muriel now.
Muriel?
Like Muriel's wedding. I'm just going.
Have you seen Muriel's wedding?
No, you asked me that the other day.
We have to see Muriel's wedding.
I do like Toni Collette.
I love her.
Sure. So we're going to be doing that on this podcast.
She's got
wedding planning. Don't tell me more about Toni Collette. Okay. Were you about to tell me more about Toni Collette?
Yeah, of course.
Don't tell me more about Toni Collette.
Two of my favourite films.
About a boy?
No, Little Miss Sunshine and Muriel's wedding. I'd love to get a Little Miss Sunshine poster. Love that film.
Well, we've got a wedding coming up, so let's put it on the...
Yeah. Create the most fucking batshit crazy wedding gift list.
We'd like an e-scooter.
Mini.
A Little Miss Sunshine poster.
A cheese grater.
We've got cheese graters. We've got 2 cheese graters.
My mum just bought up a new one as well.
3 cheese graters?
Yeah.
So yeah, watch out for that. It won't be on a new series. It'll just be on the Patreon or on here. Who knows what the future holds. But comment what you think a reasonable but realistic wedding budget is.
What they should do is create a list. So instead of giving wedding presents, people could just put money towards a divorce lawyer. Just to put in, you know, just in case they need one in the future. So they've saved that money already. So they go into the marriage feeling a bit safer. Do you think we'll have a, what's it called? A prenuptial agreement? Do you think we should do that?
Yeah, I'm certainly going to want one.
We don't even have a will. We should get a will probably before a prenuptial agreement.
Mm.
My mum keeps talking about how we need to get a will. She bought up a cheese grater. Got to get our will sorted.
Right.
So let's get that sorted.
I thought you were going to say she's the one pestering you to get a prenuptial agreement.
No. She's worried about the will.
You want to protect yourself here, Jessie. This guy is not financially stable. And I'm not. So that was this week's episode. I think you got your fucking money's worth, given that it's free. But see you next time. Jessie, say night-night.
Night.